Right, we're back. So, yeah, a buddy of mine has this little gizmo. It's like, hell, I don't know, an answering machine, I guess. Second. Hello, Cass. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. And I hope it's morning for you and not very late night. It's like, hell, I don't know, an answering machine, I guess. It kept spitting out these coordinates in the lake. What else did it say? Said it's got a stressed out node, bruh. Something getting stressed out in the lake. Where are the coordinates? They in the phone. It's the node. Figure you're right. And you two are just gonna boat right up to it. Sure, boating ain't nothing to me. Been boating my whole life. Keep listening. Are you familiar with the network that some call SuperDuck? Duck's my buddy I was telling you about. Clayton Richard. Yeah, Clay. Good buddy of mine. Dallas, this guy look familiar? Oh, hey. I never said I knew the source. Give him the key. Shit, really? That sure help. It's irresponsible. If we give you the key, you must do something for us. Happy to help. What you need? Take this. The one passes you a small handheld device. Hold it before the node, press the little button. I think we can manage that. And return it to us. That's it? That's it. Dallas? Yep. The boat key. Give it to him. He reaches the key to you. As he looks you in the eyes, a glimmer of familiarity lights his own. He says nothing. Settled, I suppose? That's right, it is. So Dallas was the one who was helping out our mom? The weird super duck nonsense. Maybe I should ask her what this is all about. I've been following the evolution of the SuperDuck network for nearly a decade. I've never seen it behave like this. How so? We believe it's dying. Communication across the region has been scrambled and erratic. Birds are dropping from the sky en masse. It's even affecting the local wetland habitats. I have reason to suspect that an old colleague of mine died prematurely due to exposure to one of these nodes. Who is your colleague? Why would that be relevant to you? Peter, please. She was pushed out of the academy many years ago for transcript fraud and plagiarism and harassment. She had a reputation for being irresponsible with her research and letting her personal grievances influence her findings. I once co-authored a paper with her on the fence line community of dimes. Her vendetta against S.H.I.E.L.D. and other commercial interests in the region alarmed me at first. But in the end, I think her motives were laudable, and believe S.H.I.E.L.D. is ultimately responsible for her death. But I also suspect SuperDuck played a role. Her cancer was in remission the night that she was exposed to the Fat City node. Following that single incident of exposure, the speed of her relapse was remarkable. She was dead within weeks. I'm sorry, Dallas, but this is a reality you must come to grips with. My research is funded through a private donor. No need to get into that. I've been studying these wetlands all my life. Why won't they? I mean, we know it's our mom was their colleague, but it's like I forget the term for it, but like we know it, but our character doesn't. Images cycle across the screen: cypress trees, marsh grass, piers. The other details and other piers and other details from locations scattered around the lake. Stay safe. Something in the air tonight. Doesn't matter what I mean. Keep your wits up. A man in a trench coat and an elaborate bolo tie stares down at the carpet. What's your role in all this? I don't feel like getting into it. Been running jobs for Super for years. That's all. That's why Dr. Moore pulled me into this. All my money is tied up in Quack coin, and now with the network down, Quack's worth nothing. So I take whatever work comes my way. How it goes. Okay. Look at that, it works. Let's take a little ride. You heading into the lake? Yes, sir. You do much riding out there? All the time. Then you know what it's like. A lot of the land has eroded away. Once you get past Interstate 10, you can hardly see where the water ends and land begins. You talking about the ghost bayous? That's right. You see what I'm saying? The land eroded, so it looks like open water. That's right. Once you pass beneath the interstate bridge out there, it's hard to tell the eroded land, where all the dead trees fell, from the open water. You might run your prop over submerged cypress trees, might even get yourself stuck. The strange boys with the name tags that have been coming around lately, they seem to get through the ghost bayous just fine. They're always looking at that map. Maybe they know something we don't. And one more thing, if you got a sonar tracker on your phone, keep it handy. All kinds of stuff is hidden in this lake. Don't be shy about jumping in the water. You'll see some weird things down there, but it's just a trick of the light. Nah, they got ghosts in the water. Nonsense. Don't pay that any mind. Been swimming in these bayous all my life. You get an alert from the sonar, dive in and see what it's all about. Okay, hold on, I want to check something real quick. What's that about? You see that? You hold the phone up to the map and it shows them little blinking dots. The one at the logging wheel is blinking real fast. The one at the Trepanier's pond is blinking slow. Move your phone around the map, see if there's more. Interstate Canal. Junction. And what exactly did this say? Blink just like you see on the map. Okay. Okay, well then I'm gonna write this down. Okay, so logging wheel. Logging wheel is fast. Trip is slow. Interstate looks not blinking. Solid. And the lower section. Lower suction is kind of medium, and or it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and or 2 blinks off. Repeat. Okay. Alright, Kay, time to put on our detective hats. You got your phone handy? Let's take a look at the GPS. There was 2 sets of coordinates at Duck's place. One we found scribbled on a letter. Same letter that mentions your brother, said they were searching for a head. Now, I don't think that's your brother's head. That ain't what I'm saying, but I got a hunch it's all connected. The coordinates for that are on the northwest side of the lake. Might be worth checking out. The other came from that app on your phone. It was putting out some kind of distress signal. Looks like that one's coming from Eagle's Pond. Both sets are past the Ghost Bayous. We want to get there? Gotta figure out how to get past the ghost bayous first. No, you do the driving. I'm gonna loosen my tie and relax. Okay, I probably should have, Sonar's going off. Figure they got something down there in the lake? Why don't you dive in and find out what it is? But be ready, the man on the pier, what the man on the pier said is wrong. The ghost down there, partner of mine, dove in to the water to drive a piling when he was building his camp. Said he saw his dead granddaddy swimming around dressed up like a race car driver. Glad it's my off hours. I'd hate to see something like that with this kind of hangover I got. Okay, now unfortunately I didn't mark which of these was where. I think this was Trep. So this would be the slow blink. You crash through the shallow depths of the lake as the swamp spins around you. You try desperately to regain a sense of direction, thrashing further from the water's surface. You sink deeper into the bayou in this way until you at last emerge on the other side of the water, where you found a near-perfect mirror of the world you left behind. The contours of the galaxy are alight in the sky above you. You've never seen so many stars. A man sits beside a kerosene lamp in the dirt of a palmetto grove along the bank. He rises to take a closer look at you. I wish a swamp from the treetops every night, but I never watch the water, he says. He reaches out his hand and helps you onto the bank. In the shadows of the grove are other figures, whispering among themselves. The whispers are above you as well, in the invisible crowns of the cypress trees. You're one of the Trepanier's children, aren't you? He waves his hand to the others, and they begin to move up the bank. Tell him to rest easy while he can. The man joins the rest of the assembly, and they walk deeper into the night, leaving the kerosene lamp behind. The light is solid, unchanging. Okay, so I need to change this one to slow, I believe. The light pulses slowly, regularly, rhythmically. I feel like that's correct. The interstate one should be right around here, yep. As you fall into the lake, you watch the traffic lights of the overpass become like a mirage on the surface of the water. There is the sound of cars rushing above you, and then there is the sound of your descent, and then there is nothing. The lake and all of its sediment is infinite in its silence. It holds you captive and you are unable to move. Paralyzed in this way, you watch the dim suggestion of headlights cut across the bridge in their erratic cadence. All at once, an explosion of sound punctuates the vacuum of silence. For the smallest moment, the silence returns before a truck crashes into the water, sending a shockwave that releases you from the water's grip. The truck is sinking quickly, unnaturally, as if being pulled magnetically from below. You swim down to the vehicle. The headlights kill as you approach. The cab light flickers on. Blake sits in the passenger seat with a familiar look of distress. The driver's seat is empty. He sees you and begins to bang on the window. The cab fills quickly, cutting the lights. You pull open the door and swim into the cab as the pressure equalizes. You feel around desperately, your lungs screaming. The cab light awakens again to reveal an empty vehicle. Blake is nowhere. The light pulses slowly, regularly, rhythmically. The light is solid, unchanging. Okay. Ooh, shoot, I'm not sure where this one was. Was this lower suction? You dive into the wreckage of an old fishing village. Wooden pilings are shadows against the dim light of the evening. The pilings are driven deep into the silt where planks and bottles and crab traps and stray pieces of tarp have coagulated into something whole. You swim to the lake bottom and float beside the accretion of debris. A stray window rests among the trash, slightly opened. You swim through the window and discover there is no water beyond it. No longer buoyant, you fall immediately onto a wooden cypress floor. You scan the area. You're in a cluttered living room, clean and well kept. What? The picture frame along the walls shake. The foundation of the home rocks. You look outside the window from which you entered. Rather than the depths of the lake, you see a torrent of wind and rain ripping across the open sky. Lightning cracks punctuate these furious sounds, and in the small crevices of silence there are screams. There is a door to your right that leads onto the balcony of the home. Along the wall of the living room are many framed tiny tintypes of seemingly random moments, as if captured by accident. With each burst of wind, more of them crash to the floor. Among the images is a hand waving, scarcely recognizable for the blur. The underside of a table, the clutter of shoes, a centipede held out on a napkin. I think these rivers are making us high. As you make your way to the center of this collection, you find a picture of your mom. She's young, her hair grown past her shoulders. She's not smiling, nor is she angry. The world outside is a maelstrom. Water laps up the balcony, threatening its foundation. You watch as willow trees floating along the bank of the bayou leave the earth entirely, sucked into an insatiable purple sky. In the distance, figures hug the crowns of cypress trees, screaming prayers into the vortex. Among those so stranded is Blake, who has lashed a rope around a tree and is holding onto it desperately. You dive from the balcony into the flood waters and swim against the strongest current the bayou has ever known. When you emerge, there's no home, no Blake, no hurricane, only the infinite evening. LeBlanc waves you from the boat and idles near the bank. You good? You look up at the cypress tree where the apparition of your brother clung only a moment before. A rope hangs from it, limp in the stagnant air. So this one I think, see, if this is lower suction, then we want blinks off and then repeat. Okay, so I think that one. Alright, now... the other one is like to the northeast. I'm not sure the best way to get there. Seems like we can kind of get through there through any of these. Do we keep going? Interesting, I wonder what that is. Yeah, I think I didn't go far enough north, but let's check out what this is. The figure cuts an uncanny silhouette in the water. He whispers, "Bruh, it's the pig man. I noticed that Duck was pulling my leg. Can't believe I'm seeing him with my own eyes." Duck says the fishermen around here bring him gifts so he doesn't steal a fish out of their line. Okay, weird. Hit the edge a few times, knock on wood, but I don't seem to have any, like, health or anything. I'm hoping it's up there. That's my guess. Oh, maybe this is it, actually. You plunge into the logging canal and immediately find yourself tangled in the branches of a felled tree. You struggle to free your arm. No luck. As you pull, the tree pulls back until at last its forces prove the stronger and begins to drag you through flotsam and foam. It's impossible to see beyond the suspended sediment of the water. In a sudden, violent moment, the force pulls the tree into the night air, and you along with it. As you hug the trunk of the tree, you see before you a massive machine, spitting smoke into the sky. The machine sits atop a barge. Mounted to the barge is a large drum that spins slowly and powerfully, winding the rope that grips the tree on which you float. You look to either side and see crews of workmen balancing upon pierogies, axing wedges into the base of cypress trees along the canal. Some pull the felled trees to the edge of the canal, while others paddle from danger as one towering tree crashes into the water. No, as the towering trees crash into the water. You wrest your arm from the cypress and climb onto the barge. A foreman stands upon the platform and regards you with a scowl as the barge begins to sink into the water. He points to the firebox at his side. Madere, don't slow down now. You look down at the pile of coal and the shovel beside the firebox, both now submerged as the boat sinks further. The shovel floats towards you as the water reaches the roof of the pole boat. The sinking boat settles upon the silt bottom, and you find yourself floating beside the firebox while holding the shovel. The light of the firebox continues to glow, even in the depths of the water. So this is the logging wheel, presumably. And this one I need blinking fast. Also, I think it's telling me when I get home it goes turning green here. Nope, okay, looks like we got, found out the ghost bayous. See how difficult those are to get through. I'm gonna go to the northwest first and look for the head. Oh, there it is, okay. Okay, you're right next to it. Can I, like, save here? Doesn't seem like it. You plunge into the water. You pass your hands through the increasingly obscure clouds of sediment. A stray branch juts from a larger tangle of detritus. Detritus? Two beads of the light shine from the direction of the branch. As you make your way closer, you discern the shadow of a form. You pass your hands over it. Soft, almost gelatinous flesh, the distinct ridge of a nose, the firm, unmistakable texture of teeth, glowing eyes hardened like glass. You wrest the head from its hanging place and swim towards the boat. What you got there, Kay? A little treasure from the lake? You hang the head from its sloughing tangle of hair and display it to LeBlanc. Dear sweet mother of Jesus. The head continues to rock gently in the wind. That's great, kid. Just put it down. What's with them eyes? He taps his fingernail on one of the eyes. Them eyes ain't human. He presses his thumbs into the head, and the two glass-like orbs slip easily from the eye sockets. The head is entirely without eyes. Alright, playtime's over. We've still got another set of coordinates to check out. Alright, make sure I know where I'm going. Okay. This looks like the easiest way to go. It's to the southwest, yeah. Whoa. Nearly saved now? God's name am I looking at here? I've seen some big bald eagles in the spillway before. Nothing like this. Looks like somebody tore its eyes out. Lived in Norco all my life. Never seen a big mutant bald eagle before. Pretty cool. Super Duck is dying and may have contributed to Mom's death. Did we have something to give this thing? You slot the eyes into the bird's empty sockets. Whoa! What? That bird just puked out a floating ball. Mr. Peachy used to tell us all the time they got aliens in this lake. The hell is it doing to you? Almost look like it's giving you a sniff. The sphere shrinks down and buries itself inside of your coat. Whoa now, looks like you made a friend. Be careful carrying that ball around in your pocket. Don't let it blast lasers out of your eyes. Shit. Feel kinda sorry for the big bird. First time I seen an alien do that to a bird. All the heat coming off this thing's starting to make my skin itch. Let's roll. Okay. Alright. Okay, I guess we're going to John's Pond, but I think we're stopping off at Duck Blinds here. Are these more Garrets? Yep. 3 Garrets guard the pass. Their tonsures, robes, and smudged foreheads awaken something in your memory. What's that thing, a playset? Yes, it's my little playset. Lets it do whatever I want it to. Say, how do I get one of them name tags? I like them things. It's too late, we're out. Just feel like we got pretty similar styles. I'm a little more of a bad detective type, you know? Like I got street smarts. You more like a freak. Like you wear a chain wallet. But I feel like we'd be in the same band on the road together. We'd get off the tour bus and people would be like, who's that guy and his freaky little friend? I don't know, I've already been around you 5 minutes. That seems like enough. Nah, we should do stuff like this more often, bruh. Hang out like this. I'm leaving the planet tonight. When you get back then, y'all my kind of people. Weirdos. No more getting through this way, Ditchman's orders. Unless you're the ones with the messenger. Are you the ones with the messenger? I mean, we are, but... We await the bearer of the messenger, Ditchman's prophecy. Ditchman prophesies that she will pass through the very bayou with the messenger hidden in her pocket. We will radio him after she leaves, so that he may prepare her throne. Kay got this big marble that's shrunk down and hid her inside her pocket. Talking about something like that? Yep. Kay, show him the ball you found in that bird's mouth. Hello, Yona. Welcome, welcome. Can I, how do I oh, that's it? Is that it? Its light is nourishing and divine. I can see the crystalline texture of everything that surrounds me. Flood me with another kiss, I'm begging you. I'm on the edge, just one more time, please God. Ew! Do we really have to, masturbate these guys with our alien orb? Apparently we do. There was a swamp and a lake and a refinery, and Kay had no face, and I am the one. There is a great coming apart of this world. Can you see it? The coming apart so that the light that was hidden in the salt can shine again. I am the sun. I was the one in the mall. I am the one in the swamp. But who would be in the swamp and not fly your mother's corpse into the stars as a benediction where prayers collide? Who would not follow your mother down the ditch if I were the light? And if I were the man who presides over this night, this ditchman night, I am the one. So y'all mind if we squeeze by right quick? Huh? Oh, you got the messenger? Nice, yeah, you can pass. Ditchman's waiting. Hey, Rhett. Yeah? Radio to base. Let them know the messenger's on its way. Come in, ground control. This is Duck Blinds. Ground control, come in. Garrett? Why is no one answering over there? Probably just prepping for launch. You two are free to take the boat through this pass. As soon as we get someone from base on the radio, we'll let them know you're coming. Garrett's being creepy as Garrett's do. See, is there anything else here? I guess I can sort of wander down here just in case there's something hiding down here. Still doesn't seem like it though. Oh, that's interesting. You sink into the shallow depths and begin the routine of dredging its bottoms with your fingers. Something wet and sponge-like distinguishes itself from the silt. You take it in hand and return to the boat. Having climbed over the gunwale, you observe the object that you discovered in the waning evening light. Monkey oh, we got Monkey back! Monkey returns your gaze. His eyes now empty of any knowing or evidence of life. Oops, I did not mean to record that. You found another toy, Kay? You're riding... Ed needed a friend to play with? That's nice. There is no infinite stare left in that stuffed toy. You place him in your bag.
Keith Scorer. Here's Keith.
Wow, really? Keith's in the ring. So this guy was setting up a news website and wanted to have it boxing themed. What an evening it has been in Norco, folks. I just left S.H.I.E.L.D.'s exclusive carnival ball where Laura St. Clair was found dead in her office, and the corpse of discredited academic Catherine Madere, no friend of the St. Clair family, was exhumed from the Red Church Mausoleum. Coincidence? Keith sure don't think so. To top it all off, the charismatic social media influence Kenner John announced that tonight he will be launching a homebrewed spacecraft from right here in the Little Branch wetlands. John and his disciples were able to erect the engineering behemoth in complete secrecy, despite sitting squarely in the flight path of Armstrong International Airport. Does it end there? Not quite. An inside source tells me there's a war brewing among the rival factions of Kenner John's disciples, the infamous Garretts. An unfamiliar figure named Ditchman has emerged to challenge John's reign amidst the discord, and John, rarely caught off stream, is nowhere to be found. Who will win the War of the Garretts? Who killed Lord St. Clair? Was it the same culprit who exhumed the recently entombed body of Catherine Madeira? And where is Kenner John? Will he manage to get his junker off the ground? Keep your eyes on the ring, because Keith's got him cornered. In Keith's Corner. Incredible. Oops, wrong thing. Let me go ahead and save now. What my mind map is doing. Ditchman is Garrett's new leader, obviously. Okay, we seem to be up to date here. Alright, looks like we got multiple places to go. I don't know if the fishing camp is back where we started or something else. Just go left to right, kinda. Greetings. The costume figure keeps his attention focused on the crowd, on the distant crowd. You, Garrett? Dig the costume. No, these Garretts, I've never heard of them before tonight. I came here with a group of others from S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Carnival Ball. Police and private security were swarming the facility as I left. No disturbance of some kind. A perfect evening to launch a rocket, with the cops already tied up at the refinery. And so here I am, from one circus to the next, in this rocket. These people, what do you make of it? I truly have no idea. Just as well, why entertain opinions and conjecture? It's enough to observe the spectacle. What a sight. How'd you hear about it? Text from a friend? Did you bring a kayak or anything? Someone let me float over on the raft. What about you? Inflatable mattress. Worth it. I'd do whatever it takes to watch this thing explode. I always wanted to be a Garrett. I installed the app, but can never find the readings. I follow these guys online. They never follow me back, but that's fine. Starting to think all the Garretts might die tonight. This whole thing is a huge mess. No one knows who's steering the ship. Literally, half the Garretts defected. The rest seem to be losing their minds. I hear the Garretts inside the Ark, the engineers are holding it together. But this isn't what space travel is supposed to look like, is it? Half-assed like this? Seems bad. Who's your brother? A guy named Blake, little drugged-out dude with bad facial hair. We think these rocket freaks kidnapped him. Wow, I don't know anything about that. This picture just keeps getting worse. I gotta be coming out to the lake more often. They got big monster birds, aliens, spaceships, bruh, they got it all. Okay, so that's not the same thing. Whoa. Okay, shipping container first. Hi, are you here for the liftoff? How can I help you? Why aren't you in the rocket? The senior Garretts would prefer I stand here and greet those who are arriving. Sounds like they kicked you off the ship. Absolutely not. Without my specialized knowledge, they would be unable to fly the machine. I'm one of the original never-do-wells who constructed a starship in the swamp. I'm virtuous and immortal, much like our anointed leader, Ditchman. Ditchman, what about John? John? I recoil upon hearing his name. John is a blasphemous fool who wears sneakers while demanding that the other Garretts walk the earth. Discalced? Discalced? What a word. If I had his head, I would wave it about in honor of the Anointed One. Well, shit, I think we got his head in Kay's bag if he's serious. Give it to me and I'll show you just how serious I am. Blake? I do not know Blake. Dead lady's kid, that means something to you? Oh, why yes. The true receiver of the message, the progeny of Christ. The lady of the eternal evening. You sounded like Papa with all that shit. Yes, like Papa, the anointed. I thought Ditchman was the anointed. Yes, Papa, the ditch wanderer. You telling me Papa is up there in the rocket with Blake? Yes. Old man's back. Unreal. The lady of the eternal evening sits upon her throne beside her child in the shepherd's watch. Where is that? The shepherd's watch crowns the ship. It's where Ditchman awaits the messenger. We could not retrieve the messenger from the bird freak, but the last of Christ's progeny will deliver it to us. What language was that? It shall be as the Ditchman foretold. Say, kid, how we get in that rocket ship? Only the engineers and the security Garretts are allowed entrance into the Ark. Keep filming, I just know he's going to snap. The other Garretts ditched him and he doesn't even realize it. When even the Garretts can't stand you, that's when you know it's bad. Wonder if I should play that, or record that. An armed man watches over the area from a lawn chair perched on the roof of a shipping container. Who invited you to our launch party? This was supposed to be Garrett's only. Are you an elite Garrett? Well, yes, I am an elite Garrett. I'm the original Garrett. But John never let me be a Garrett because I couldn't find his stupid reading. I'm Garrett. So are you a Garrett, or aren't you a Garrett? I am Garrett. I'm the Garrett. Then why does it say Gooch on your name tag, bruh? When we get to Mars, all the others will be Gooch, and I'll be the only Garrett. Puppy promised. I ain't even gonna ask. You wanna get to the rocket? Well, you can't. Only Garretts are allowed inside the Ark. If you wanted to fly to Mars with the boys, then you should have earned your badge a long time ago. I'm the only one with a keycard around to get in, and there's no way I'm letting it out to scum like you. I'm basically a Garrett. Jane Lyon. She a weird little nerd just like y'all. She always been that way too. Used to make me laugh, but now I think it's sad. Scum. I can tell by the way she dresses. What do you mean, bruh? Like she been living in the trash can? Yeah. Ain't that how you dressed? Nah, bruh. I'm dressed like a monk. What? I'm doing something in here. Wait, we know you. You're Bruce. He said that? My dad really said that? Why couldn't he just tell me that himself? Telling someone how you really feel, it's hard sometimes. He did nothing but criticize me my entire life. Never a kind word. I'm sure he loves you, kid. Us old-timers just don't know how to talk. I shouldn't be right here right now. I should be home. This thing's just going to explode anyway. Bye, assholes. Hooray! We found Bruce. A tangled mess of electronics and display monitors clutters the interior of the container. The browser sits open on the laptop. You click through the tabs. The web map centered on your current location. A troubleshooting guide for a custom energy cell. Image results of vintage stuffed monkeys. This feels just like one of them parties we used to have at Mr. Peachy's. Ditchman is Papa? You heard it too, huh? It all makes sense. That old dude has a weird obsession with your mama. Now he's out here with all these freaks. Don't get me wrong, they pretty cool. You gotta be cool to build a spaceship. But the old man thought your mama was kin to Jesus. Now that she's dead, doesn't surprise me he turned his attention to Blake. Nutty stuff. Wonder if we should give this guy the head now. Is this John? His head? I have his head, just like Ditchman. Just like him. Everyone, please listen. I have conducted the service of the Lord. I knew he was gonna crack, I told you. Is that Kenner John's head? Yes. Are you live streaming this? Yes. This is unbelievable. What a night. Long live the Garretts. Garrett needs to put that head down and stop saying he's Ditchman, bruh. Those guys across the yard hear him say that, they'll kill him. We're the guys across the yard. They're some old friends of John's. They showed up when they found out Papa was trying to take over the Ark. They're looking to kill Pup. If they hear Garrett's shouting that he's Ditchman, they'll kill him. Hey, welcome to the party. Why are there so many people here? I was wondering that myself. A friend of mine saw something online about the little mall Nazis trying to launch a rocket. We weren't doing anything else, so we came to see for ourselves. Guess word got out? How'd you get here? Oh yeah, that part was a mess. The rocket scientists tried to build a road from Kenner into the lake by dumping a bunch of oyster shells in the marsh. As soon as the cars started using it, the road sunk straight into the water. A friend of mine's car is sitting half-flooded at the parish line, but all these other people drove in from the city with kayaks, canoes, inflatable rafts, what have you. We parked in some neighborhood along the lakefront and walked as far down their janky road as we could until some guy in a ski mask picked us up on the raft. He picked us up on a raft made out of like action figures and stuff. No clue how we're getting back. How did those mall freaks build something like this, man? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, thank you, Yona. What I heard is that S.H.I.E.L.D. gave Kenner John a bunch of money, and he hired a team of engineers to build it. No way. Just what I heard. I heard it was crowdfunded. And how'd they keep it a secret for so long? No clue. A friend of mine knows a Garrett. He said they hired contractors for parts of the construction, but they designed the whole thing themselves. Can they even fly it? No way in hell. And that's why I'm here, to watch those dipshits blow themselves up. Come on, Rico. What? They're Nazis. They're not Nazis. Yeah, they're not Nazis. They're just impressionable dorks. They squatted them all and built a rocket. What have we done besides drink at St. Somewheres every night? The Garretts are fine. We're the dorks. One second, let me have some coffee. The ground beneath us is sinking as I'm standing here. Of all the places to build a rocket, why do it on an eroding island in the swamp? We're trying to get inside the rocket. Lots of people here trying to get in. Some of them are just spectators who want to take a look around. Then there are the men posted at the camp on the east side of the rocket. They seem to have more sinister intentions. And of course, there are all the lower Garretts who have been locked out. Intentionally, I'm sure. Wish I could help. Someone around here must know a way in. Misclick. Why the costume? We were at Shield's masquerade ball this evening. We left just in time. We heard from others that the police surrounded the refinery a few minutes later. What happened? Reports of gunshots sounds like the work of oil pirates. No doubt this will escalate the manhunt that's underway for Lucky. Who's Lucky? A pirate who's gotten a bit too bold lately. He's been testing Shield's patience. Gonna get himself killed. How do you know? I helped to secure the contract with Claire Bionics. I did my homework. I don't think Lucky knows what kind of enemies he's making, but we'll find out soon enough. Wow, I'm in the swamp. This is unbelievable. The majesty of this place. It's so inspiring. Swamp's pretty cool. We was just taking a dive underneath the bridge and found us a whole car down there. You're a diver? So you're like a real swamp person? I've been in these swamps my whole life. My daddy used to make us shit off the boat. Oh, said we was chumming the waters. Very important conversation to have. Great, more hipster scum just showed up. What's with the get-up? You too, huh? What's wrong, buddy? Everyone just loves the costume. You know what? That's all people like you do is wear a costume. Every day of your life, you put on a costume and hope someone notices. I'm wearing this outfit for me, okay? What happened to the colored shirts? We get to wear whatever we want now that Ditchman's in charge. Bro, yell or a hoot. I love you guys. How did this happen? This was supposed to be a small ceremony for Garrett's only. Now it's overrun with smug cokehead scum. And to top it off, I can't even get into the Ark. They tightened security once the downtown crowd showed up. Now you need a keycard to get in. Who has one? The engineers and the security. But the engineers are all inside, getting ready for liftoff. Hey, I've got nothing to do with any of this. Why are you here then? I've been helping conduct some research in the lake. There's a team with a base station in La Branch. They rented out an old fishing camp and hired me to set up their monitoring equipment. I was doing my routes, checking the cameras, when all of a sudden people are swimming up to my boat out of the darkness. They climb in, nearly flip my flatboat right over. They commandeered the thing. Took the key, drove us out here. Now they're lost in the party somewhere. How will you leave? That's what I'm standing here asking myself. Well, research. A viral network has infected many of the trees in that area. Some of the cypress roots have taken on an iridescent quality. They've become more electrically conductive. The whole swamp is becoming a kind of brain, to put it bluntly. But something has changed in the past several weeks. The more conductive cypress are dying. We're seeing rapid erosion and subsidence of the land at their base. The viral network, whatever it is receding. What's causing it to recede? The data suggests a shock to the system. An extremely high electrical charge overwhelmed its circuitry. Maybe it was lightning, maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. intervened, maybe it was something else. We don't know. Hold on, I'm remembering that I was supposed to record something with this meter, but I'm forgetting what. Can I go back to the lake? Don't remember if the thing I was supposed to record was, was the duck or not. You hold the plastic electronic device before the massive eagle and press the button at the center of its face. The arm on the display meter oscillates for a moment before flashing red, settling near a 160-degree angle. Okay, I think that's what I needed to do. Got an ad coming up here in a minute. I'll take a break in that. Give me just a second. I think this is the last place I haven't explored in this area, but we'll do that after the ads. See everybody soon.